山本由伸投手が先発出場したドジャースとブルージェイズのワールドシリーズ第6戦、ドジャースは3対1で勝利し、対戦成績は3勝3敗へ、明日の最終戦で全てが決まります。由伸投手は6回96球を投げて5安打6奪三振1失点の力投、ポストシーズン通算6勝目を挙げて日本人最多記録を更新しました。追い込まれたチームを救ったエースに現地スタジオも脱帽です。試合後の現地放送を翻訳してお届けいたします。
Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Dodgers, brought to you by Mercury Insurance. John Hartung alongside Jerry Hairston Jr. Oral Hershiser, what a finish in Toronto. The 2025 baseball season will come down to a Game 7 on November 1st. The Dodgers get it done in a must-win situation. Yoshinobu Yamamoto picks up another World Series win. The Dodgers got a 3-run inning for the first time this entire World Series. They got nothing after that in the third inning, but they made it stand up thanks in large part to Tyler Glasnow coming out of the bullpen, Jerry, second and third, nobody out, and he gives up nothing on 3 pitches.
That's why you stay ready. Tyler Glasnow was out in that bullpen, ready to come in, whether it need be in the third, fourth, or here in the 9th inning with nobody on. Kik Hernandez and Miggy Rowe, the all-manos team. Outstanding job, Kike. His baseball IQ is so good. He read the ball off the bat instantly, and Miggy Rowe picked him up with that pick. Wow. That is not an easy play for Miggy Rowe because that dirt comes into play, and he uses his hands, making sure he gives himself enough time, making sure his hands kind of behind him. But unbelievable play by these guys, and for these guys to survive that 9th inning, you got to figure they were probably going to push one across, maybe have an opportunity to tie the ball game. But Glasnow, first pitch, understanding Ernie Clement, incredible contact, bat-to-ball skills guy. Okay, he likes the fastball. We're going to rush him, gets him to pop up on the very first pitch. Now we got some hope. Great job with that double play. And now Glasnow can pitch tomorrow.
Yeah, he
just got loose. He just got loose.
Oh, you've got some great pitchers available tomorrow. You got Snell, Ohtani, you got Glasnow, you got Sasaki being able to come back, and then the rest of the pen backing him up. But what an outstanding game. A lot of good things happened here to bust through some slumps, and especially Mookie Betts getting the big hit.
All right, so while we all catch our breath here in studio, let's send it right back out to Toronto because Dave Roberts is with David Vassay.
Dave Roberts, a rare on-field interview. There is a Game 7. What can you say about what were you seeing in the dugout and to pull the trigger to bring in Glasnow?
You know what I was seeing from the dugout is fight the entire night. I thought everyone contributed. Miggy Rowe, the defense tonight was incredible. Kike on that play right there to double him off. Just the at-bat from Mookie, changed him up a little bit. Reddy had a big hit for us, but Yoshi was great. Robo was fantastic, and Glass stepped up. And it's something that he hadn't done before the postseason, and he came up huge for us.
All season long, you've talked about trust and believing in your players. How much did that play into warming Glasnow up and bringing him in such a critical spot?
I trust him. I trust him. He's done a lot of growth for me this year, and he's certainly talented, but this year in particular, I think he's really grown up, and the moment can't get too big for him. And right there, yeah, we got to pick up the pieces tonight, see where our guys are at tomorrow. Certainly show he's going to be a part of the pitching plan, but again, Glass can be a part of it too. We'll see, because now it's a Game 7, so all hands on deck.
Game 7, can't wait tomorrow, Dave. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thanks, Dave. Here we go.
There he goes, Dave Roberts. He pushed all the right buttons tonight to help the Dodgers force a Game 7 in Toronto tomorrow.
He absolutely did. Going to Tyler Glasnow in that moment in the 9th inning, he could have just chosen to ride it out with Roki Sasaki. He goes with Tyler Glasnow, Jerry. But we can't underestimate how good that play was. Kike and Rojas teaming up, a double play to finish it, and now the Dodgers. That's going to give them a lot more momentum going into tomorrow.
Without question. And this is why you make sure you have your best defense out there in that 9th inning. Obviously, Kike Hernandez is an elite defender anyway, but great job of anticipating, understanding, reading the flight of the ball, and then understanding also, I got a chance here. Just give it over to Miggy Rowe. It doesn't have to be a perfect throw, because Miggy Rowe has excellent hands. He's able to pick up, kind of like Freddie Freeman there at first base, pick up the throw from Kike Hernandez. Just a great athletic play from Kike and Miggy Rowe, and this is why you have your all-hands team in the game.
Dave Roberts is playing to win, not playing not to lose. You know, he is playing in a place like started last night with Jimenez up. He was bringing the outfielder in and left field himself, and he did it here again tonight. They say, you know what? If you hit it over Kike's head, you won the game, or you're going to get runs. But we are not going to let you have that little blooper. So with Kike's break on the ball, Dave Roberts getting to make sure we're going to play to win. Dave Roberts changing the lineup 2 nights in a row to figure out. Dave Roberts getting Miggy in there, who's a winning player. It's just outstanding. And then pulling the trigger on Glasnow for 3 pitches, and now you continue to have him tomorrow.
Oral, you're very good at reading body language and also faces, and you pointed it out about Tyler Glasnow before he got out of that jam. You really liked the look on his face. He looked like a man who was determined tonight, and he was able to get it done.
He really was. I mean, between what was going on with Robo coming in, Sasaki coming in, and now here comes Glass, I thought, wow, he's really going to him right here. But after watching the warm-ups a little bit on the break and then seeing the first pitch and then the camera went to his face, I've never seen his face sweat so much. I've never seen the intensity and kind of the blood rush out of it. There was so much intensity with his eyes, like he was just like so locked in. Normally his eyes are kind of floating around and he's looking over at the bench and he's doing this and he's doing that. He was like, he had like that look of a killer. It's like, don't mess with me.
We haven't seen that all that often.
No, you didn't want to run into him in an alley. He looked like he was very intense.
I just love how ready he was for the moment. And, Oral, you understand. You've come out of the bullpen at times in your career, especially in the postseason. Especially a starter. Tyler Glasnow is used to being a starter, not used to coming out of the bullpen. Usually, a guy like a starter who is going to be used out of the bullpen, you want to give him a clean inning. There was no clean inning. Second and third, that tying run is on second base. There was no panic. I'm going to execute my pitches. First pitch of Clement, tied him up, weak pop-up, and then making sure, yes, he hit it pretty much on the barrel, but it wasn't to the pull side. He couldn't hit a home run, so he went the other way. Good piece of hitting, but better defense of Kik Hernandez. When you go out there and attack the strike zone, great things will happen.
That might be the first pick we saw all year from behind your left leg that Miggy did to get the height of the ball after the bounce. He said, you know what? He got over there and he was running kind of towards third base to get there, and he couldn't stretch out towards left field. There was not enough time. He had to regain his footing, and then when he saw the bounce, he's like, I got to get it back here. That was just unbelievable adjustment.
This is why you do the hands drills every single day. In front, sometimes side to side. Side to side came into play on that play.
And this is why you talk about always staying ready. Miguel Rojas hadn't started a game in 25 days. He goes out there tonight and a great defensive play to slam the door on a Game 6 victory. Let's go back to Toronto right now and hear from Will Smith with Kirsten Watson.
Well, let's start with how this game started. Yoshinobu, he has been excellent this World Series. What did he do just to set the tone for you guys today?
Yeah, he set the tone. They gave up the 1 run, but gave us, 6 strong innings and handed over the bullpen. They shut it down. We needed a good start out of him today based on elimination. So, yeah.
When it comes to calming down these relievers, I mean, there's a moment Justin Robleski, there's a double on. You guys go and have a conversation with him. What did you say then to kind of ensue that huge strikeout that he had against Jimenez?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk it through with him. Keep some confidence in him, see where he's at. Yeah, got a big punchy right there. They kept the game, 3-1.
We knew this game was going to be all hands on deck for Tyler Glasnow to come out of the bullpen. To how he closed this one out, I mean, what does it say about a guy like him who likely would have had the start tomorrow?
Yeah, he came in, he was nails. I don't know how loose he got, but he seemed calm. Talking to him, he seemed calm, actually, which was kind of settled me down, after giving those 2 hits. But, yeah, he got the job done. We needed it.
You guys put yourself in a position, you forced a Game 7. What does it mean just to be 1 win away from the ultimate goal you guys had at the beginning of this year?
Yeah, this is where we wanted to be. All year long, this is the goal. To prove we're the best team in baseball, come out tomorrow and do it.
Congratulations on this win, Will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yoshinobu Yamamoto has pitched in 3 World Series games. He's now 3-0, 2-0 in this fall classic. Or he goes 6 innings tonight. He didn't throw a 3rd straight complete game, but he seemed like he emptied the tank in his 96 pitches, had a stressful 6th inning, but made the pitches when he needed to.
Yeah, I think Dave Roberts made the right call at 96 pitches, but he was really, really good coming into that. He got some run support early. He gave up a kind of a brush run after that, so it's 3-1. And then to pitch with that kind of heat and that kind of lead in an away park when you could be eliminated, he continued to execute. Outstanding splitter again, used the curveball here and there. Fastball location was good. It was just a really special outing. Again, this is exactly what this generation, this culture is looking for from their starters. What he's been doing before with the complete games is so outside the culture and the expectation, and that's why we're so blown away by his performance. But this was another elite performance.
Against a very good offensive team that really hits the ball well, especially in that ballpark. For them to see him twice in that ballpark, I'm sure the Blue Jays felt confident, hey, we're going to make sure we're going to get runners on base, put the ball in play, and really stress him out, maybe get him out of the game in the fourth inning. It's our second look. He kept that elite offense at bay, gave us a chance to win. Once again, I said it earlier, this guy, the last 3 months, no disrespect to Scooble, he's an absolute beast. That kid in Pittsburgh, skiing monster. But the last 3 months, he has been the best pitcher in the world. He's been the best pitcher in the world, and he continues to impress. Again, we weren't expecting him to have a complete game, but we did expect for him to give us a chance to win this ball game, and he did just that.
Even more impressive when you consider that both of his World Series starts were in Toronto, a very good place to hit.
Great place to hit.
It's a volatile crowd out there, hostile crowd, Jerry. Let's go back to that sixth inning, though. He retires the first two hitters, and then he gives up a double, and then he walks his first batter this entire World Series, and then the pitch count started to get up before he was able to get the strikeout.
And here, if you're going to give up an extra base hit, you want it to be a double to Vladimir Guerrero with 2 outs. Outstanding job by Vladdy. I mean, that was a really good pitch. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Sr. are elite hitters. This pitch obviously got away from him right there. He walks Bo Bichette. Now you got first and second, got traffic, but he has an incredible split to get Varsho to chase to wipe out that threat. Yes, he had a little bit of traffic, but that's what makes him so elite. You have a little traffic, he's able to shut that door.
We saw that split finger from Gausman early in the first 2-3 innings, that one that looks like the fastball at the knees and then buries, and Yamamoto found it there at the end to get him out of the jam. That's just an outstanding pitch, and I think he did a great job continuing to mix all 6 of his pitches in. We saw some cutters, a few more cutters here and there, so I'm not just going to throw you the straight fastball. I'm going to make it move a little bit right to left. Another great job. I think on the pregame show tomorrow, we're going to call our shots offensively, but we should have a call our shots on who's going to be the MVP. Because if Ohtani pitches and hits a home run, he's going to be in the race, all right, if he pitches well. If Yamamoto does what he's already done and doesn't come in, he's right in there in the race. Who knows who's going to be the MVP if these Dodgers win in 7?
And that's the key. You got to win. You got to win. And I love where your head's at. You win, and then we'll decide who's going to be the MVP.
Yeah. All right, Dodgers had a 3-run third inning. It all was started by Tommy Edman's double. Let's hear from Edman right now with Kirsten Watson.
Tommy, it was all or nothing tonight. You guys have now forced a Game 7. When you think about how this game came to an end, Tyler Glasnow coming out of the bullpen, I know it was all hands on deck, but what a special way to pick up this Game 6 win.
Yeah, it was huge. You know, guys stepping into roles that they don't normally. You know, and for him to get those 3 outs in, 3 pitches, and really impressive, and a sick play by Kik and Big at the end.
Kevin Gausman was excellent through his first 2 innings of work. What were you seeing there from him as he faced the bottom of the order, allowed you to get that double? What were you just seeing from him, and what adjustments maybe did you make?
Yeah, he just tries to get ahead in the count, so wanted to be aggressive early, and once he got ahead, he was just going to try to get us to chase. But you know, fortunately, I got a good pitch to hit, and you know, we were able to make something happen that inning, and you know, that was kind of the game right there.
What was the conversation just when it came to the game plan for you guys to get things going offensively and building innings like we saw there?
Yeah, you know, just not trying to do too much. You know, instead of trying to, you know, try to score 5 runs at once, just try to pass the baton. You know, put together good at bats, and we did that in that third inning, and you know, that led to our first, you know, kind of 3-run inning in a while, and you know, hopefully we get some more of those tomorrow.
Yoshinobu, how he started this game off. I mean, what does it say about a guy like him and what he's been able to do in this World Series specifically?
Incredible. You know, the biggest stage. You know, these guys saw him for 9 innings last time. You know, one of the best hitting teams in baseball, and throw 6 innings, 1 run again. Super impressive, and yeah, just don't have enough words to say about how good he was today.
It's not too often we see a 7-game World Series. You guys are 1 win away from achieving what you guys set your minds to. Congratulations on this one today, Tommy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
There will be a Game 7 in this 2025 World Series. Dodgers and Blue Jays split the first 2 in Toronto. The Jays won 2 out of 3 at Dodger Stadium. Dodgers bounce back with a win in Game 6. We will have Game 7 tomorrow at 5 o'clock on Fox. Your pre- and post-game coverage, and hopefully champagne celebration.
On this schedule, we got to have the parade date.
That's going to be Monday if the Dodgers can get it done. A lot of work to do before you can talk about that, but what a way to end it. Dodgers are forced to Game 7 tomorrow in Toronto. More reaction after an incredible Game 6 finish at Rogers Center. Carl's Jr. moments of the game. It's the double play to end it in the bottom of the ninth. Kik Hernandez to Miggy Rowe.
The Dodgers win Game 6 if they get pitching and defense.
Did somebody say that?
Boy, you get 3 outs on 3 pitches. Okay, that's pitching. And then this defense from these two, way to go, amigos.
The Dodgers go on to win this World Series. They'll be talking about that play for a really long time, Jerry. Rojas at defense. This is his first start in 25 days. He played so well at second base tonight. It wasn't just that play at the end. Obviously, that one was spectacular. But he makes other plays during the game that are difficult look pretty routine.
He's a winning ball player. I mean, listen, I understand in the world of analytics, there are some things that you just cannot quantify. Miggy Rojas knows how to play the game. Excellent defender, and he's a guy you can trust at short, third. Look at this play. Backing himself up, making sure he understands his ball's hit on the line. It's a rope. And how about this? This turn. Fire a strike to Mookie Betts to be able to get the double play, to allow Yamamoto to get out of the inning and throw less pitches. That's the importance. And look at this play. Do you need a glove? Absolutely not. Not with those manos from Miguel Rojas out of Venezuela. Outstanding job. He is so elite in the presence of mind, getting to second base. He can't just get over me. I will pick you up. And you touched on it earlier. Knowing the type of hop, he didn't go forward with his glove. He knew that ball would probably eat him up. So because that ball was so kind of close or in between, not a close hop, but they get that in-between hop, uses his arm and uses that glove behind him to make that play. What a great instincts for both Kike and Miggy. But this is why you have Miggy Rowe on your team. There's stuff in baseball you just cannot quantify. Miggy's a winner.
If he has his glove in front of his leg, as he goes to get the ball to stay in his glove, his arm is going to hit his knee, and it's going to clank and come out, or he's not going to be able to get it. He knew the shock absorber ability of the arm going back behind his leg. He had so much more length to catch that ball.
Shock absorber. Dude, you're elite. That's elite right there.
Wow.
That's elite.
I still have a Game 7 to go.
Yes, you do.
Speaking of elite, Mookie Betts, his 2-run single proved to be the difference in this Game 6. Let's hear from Mookie right now with Kirsten and the media.
For you yesterday, I know you were kind of working on some things in the cage. To see those turn into results today, how rewarding was that? And just how much better is the swing kind of feeling at this moment?
It felt all right today. We'll see about tomorrow. But yeah, I came in. I was hitting all day yesterday, and you know how I always work. And just to get it to show up today in a big spot, it's really refreshing. But shout out to the boys for getting on base and creating some traffic for the moment.
How this game ended was insane. When you think about just whether it's Tyler Glasnow coming out of the pen, the double play, what can a win like this do for you guys as you now forced to Game 7? You're looking to win this whole thing.
I mean, it just gave us another game. I mean, we can't really roll anything into another game. That team over there is really good, and so we know they're going to come out ready to go. But we should be ready to go as well.
Mookie, you've been part of a lot of huge games in your lifetime. Can you just talk about being a part of this one, considering the stakes and the swings in this game, everything that happened?
Yeah, I mean, that was just a really good baseball game. Great pitching from both sides. Not a whole lot of offense. I mean, I know they still collected a lot of hits as they always do, but we were able to kind of keep them away from building innings. In that last inning, Kike coming up with a big play. Glass coming up with, I think he only threw like 3 pitches. So I mean, it's just that's a really good team win, and it's fun to be a part of games like that.
Mookie, how would you describe the way you guys are always able to find a way to win or bounce back when you guys are backs are against the wall?
I don't know that you can really describe it outside of like the love for each other. If you just felt, it's hard to explain. If you feel what I feel in the clubhouse, you would understand. But I know it comes from love.
A week ago we were here obviously after the loss, and you talked about this is a 7-game series. Now it's a 1-game series tomorrow night.
Jerry, nobody ever questions Mookie Betts' work ethic. If anything, he probably works too hard on his defense and on his hitting. He talked yesterday about how he was just hitting all day. He's trying to find it at the plate. It did not have a single RBI in this World Series until those 2 huge RBIs there in the third.
Listen, Mookie Betts is a first ballot Hall of Famer, 3-time World Series champion. Hopefully, after tomorrow night, will be a 4-time World Series champion. This guy is one of the best players that has ever lived. I'm going to say this again. This guy is one of the best baseball players that have ever lived. It was crazy to me that some people were giving up on him. Listen, 3 for 23, yes, he even admitted, I have not been good. But in the grand scheme of things, 23 at-bats really isn't a lot, but it's the World Series. And it's all magnified. I knew that he would go out there in that day off during that practice last night and try to figure things out. I knew he would put his best foot forward. Here, coming up huge in this at-bat, outstanding job, Mookie Betts, and this is why he continues to work. This is why there's a lot of people, naysayers out there that never played this game, but Mookie Betts knows about that. He understands it. He understands the pressure, what comes with it, but he continues to work, and work, and even, I love that answer, hey, we haven't done anything yet. We still got Game 7. We got to go out there and do our thing, and I know these guys, each and every one of them, are going to put their best foot forward for Game 7.
One of the best players you've been around, one of the best players I've seen, and to come in from right field with all those gold gloves and now in the running for a gold glove at shortstop, to find himself in a 2.5-month slump and to have a slump in the World Series, but then come through when they need it. When you're playing these short-term, close to the prize games, all you have to do is contribute. Just sporadically contribute here and there. It is not about 600 at-bats. It's not about a 980 fielding percentage. It's not about turning every double play. It's about contributing in the moment in a 7-game series that's now down to a 1-game series.
Boy, did Tyler Glasnow contribute in this series. Tonight, his first career save. It was a pretty good time to have that first save. Let's hear from Glasnow with the media.
The batter, I thought it might have dropped, and then I saw, like, I don't know, it was close enough. And caught it and threw him out. It was kind of crazy. It wasn't like enough time to think. I thought off the bat it might have been a hit, but it was good. Got a double play.
Time to think. What was going through your head as that was?
I don't have enough time to think about it. I just thought, please don't be a hit. Sweet, it's not a hit. Nice, a double play. That was my thinking, I guess.
What was your experience of taking that game in from the bullpen?
I did it in Philly. Kind of wild. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really think I was gonna get in there. I wasn't like super, but I think as the game got a little bit sticky at the end, I was like, all right, there's a real chance I'll get in the game. But yeah, it's a cool perspective to watch from the bullpen.
And then when's the last time in your life, if you can think back, that you appeared in a game on back-to-back days?
I don't know if I've ever done it. I don't know, but I don't think it's not like I pitched like a lot, like a heavy bullpen or something, and then pitched, and like it's not all the same stuff. I threw like very many pitches. I didn't really warm up a ton either. So then I threw 3 pitches. So I'm
and then what was your work like before the game?
Normal pre-day. Like I get on it pretty well, and yeah, no mound or anything, but it feels normal.
Then you were throwing up a lot of hoping that. Go ahead. Sorry. Were you just trying to get that first pitch?
Yeah, I think I kind of had a feeling it were an ambush. I don't really throw a lot of 2-seams or righties, and I think that it ran pretty good inside. Just trying to locate it in, and I got the quick out, and that always feels good to get like the first out. And then I threw another 2-seam and got another out and double play.
Dave talked about like staying loose, especially just being down 3-2. Like how hard is that to do when you're down in that spot, and how much did sort of like not losing your head sort of impact sort of being able to hold on over that game?
Yeah, I think I kind of was like, I'm not really going to think about like what's at stake. I just have to go and try to make a pitch, each pitch at a time, and if I execute it, things will work out. And I'm not like I didn't have any idea about like the situation or anything. There wasn't like any extra pressure. I was just trying to like make my pitches and not really think about it. It kind of got thrown on me. I warmed up for like very little, got out there. It was like no thinking at all. It kind of just, and it worked out. I didn't have time to stew on it.
A lot of hitters will talk about growing up, as a hitter. I imagine playing in my backyard, game 6 or 7 of the World Series. I get the winning hit. Did you ever imagine throwing the last pitch as a closer?
There was a couple daydreams in the pen today that I was like, am I going to get in the game in like maybe 9th innings? So I think I've had all sorts of daydreams about like every pitching thing possible as a kid. I think like relieving or closing out a game or starting the World Series, I thought about it all the time. So it's pretty wild. I still haven't really processed it either. I think going out to be able to get a save in the World Series is pretty wild.
And you pitched a lot in Pittsburgh, right? In relief?
Say again?
You pitched a lot in relief in Pittsburgh. Right?
Not all. I pitched like mop-up rolls, not a lot, but I was in the pen a little bit.
What were they missing? Like your arm's pretty good.
I wasn't very good then. They were, yeah. I never threw strikes. Wasn't that good. That's what they were. Yeah.
What was your reaction when the call does come down to the pen? You're next man up. I mean, what do you at that point? What's the
I honestly didn't have time to think about how I felt. I just was like, oh, I got to get going. Like this situation's calling for me to get in pretty quick. So I threw like, I don't even know, 7, 8 pitches. I just said I was ready to go, and right when I said I was ready to go, he came out and got me. So I didn't have a ton of time to like. It's just so much different than starting, where you kind of have the day to like think and game plan. It's just you know who you're facing, you go out and try to make pitches, and it worked out tonight.
I mean, is that the way you would rather have had instead of thinking about it?
I don't know. I don't really have anything to compare it to. I think it was nice to not have just go out, throw me in. I liked it. I think that the bullpen is kind of a nice switch up too, especially when you're in that routine of starting. It's just kind of a nice change of pace, I guess.
And what does it mean for you tomorrow? What does it mean for you tomorrow?
I don't know. We'll find out. I don't know yet. Yeah.
Obviously, must win for Game 6, but just describe the magnitude of the force in that Game 7.
Yeah, it's everything. That's why we're here. You know, it was all hands on deck today. And Mookie came up with a huge hit. Bullpen did well. Everyone threw well, and we're going to Game 7.
What about the swing of the emotions in that final inning? Can you describe that?
I think, like, while warming up, I just was trying to, like, not even think about it. Like, just focus on my pitches, each pitch at a time. It was pretty wild. I think, like, especially when they call your name in the bullpen, you get that big adrenaline jump. But, yeah, just ran out, and then it worked out. Yeah.
It wasn't a complete game, but boy, it was good enough to get the win. 6 strong innings from Yoshinobu Yamamoto tonight. We'll hear from Yoshi and more after the Dodgers win Game 6. Dodgers got a win in Game 6 and 8 strikeouts as well. That means tomorrow, go to Jack in a Box. Get a free Jumbo Jack with a purchase of a large drink at any LA area location. Tonight it was Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He carried the load with 6 of those 8 strikeouts, and Yamamoto also picked up his 4th win of this postseason, 2nd win of the World Series. Let's go back to Toronto and hear from Yoshi with the media.
How did you feel tonight about your outing, and were 6 innings about kind of what you expected, or did you expect to keep going there? How did you feel generally about the outing?
今日の登板に関してどうでしたか。6回いけれましたけど、もうちょっと行きたかったですか。
立ち上がり前回、ピンチの入りだったので、今日は、立ち上がりを、特に集中して、いい結果にいい入りができたので、そこから、調子自体は良かったので、ランナーはためながらでしたけど、なんとか、6回までリードを守りながら、次につなぐことができました。はい、良かったと思います。
Last outing, I was in trouble early on. So today, because I was trying to little more careful, and then even though, because as the game went on, even though I had to pitch with the runners on, but I think I did a good my job.
And what did you think of the job the bullpen did behind you, and what did you think of the way the game ended?
ブルペンの今日の働きについてどう思われますか。
リードを守って、最後まで行きましたし、ピンチはもちろんありましたけど、今日の試合に勝てたので、最高だったと思います。
Even because we still had a lead 2 runs, and then I think what it mattered was we won today.
Third row straight ahead, Yoshi. 今日6回で交代を告げられたときにまずどんな気持ちだったか、あとはどれぐらいまだまだ投げられる感覚があったのか教えてください。
What was on your mind? You were coming out of the game after 6th inning, and then how much more you could go?
6回投げ終わったときはもちろん次もう1イニング、行くつもりで、ベンチには戻りましたけど、交代ということだったんで。なんとかリードを守って次につなぐっていうのはやっぱりすごく大事なことなので、それが、できたのは、すごく良かったですし、少しホッとする気持ちもありました。
I was in my mind. I was ready. Sorry, I was ready for another inning, but my job, the most important part was. To hold on to the protect our lead, and then pass it to the guys coming behind me.
And Yamamoto talked about the goal of protecting the lead, Oral, and he did a good job of that, especially in that 6th inning after retiring the first 2 batters.
Yeah, we've seen some elite power from Shohei Ohtani later in the game on a tough swing where he gets a double. Well, this inning kind of had a double in there, too, with Guerrero. So take a look at this pitch that Guerrero hits for a double, and you think, you know what? Yamamoto is on his game. But with great hitters, as I've told you in the past, Sandy Koufax said, they're going to get their hits. You got to get the guys out you're supposed to get out. Well, he got his hit, and it's a double, and it's a 3-1 lead, and now all of a sudden he is over there. Yeah, there's 2 outs, and yeah, you got to get this guy out. Bichette, one of their best hitters, and especially he can blitz you. So he goes to kind of fool him on a 3-2 splitter, and the ball slips out, or maybe he overthrew it a little bit. But now you got Varsho, and you realize early on that he is hacking, he wants to be the hero, and I don't have to throw him a strike. So from that first swing, when he came after him, he was going to continue to get splits, and they were either going to be low or in the dirt to put him away, and that's what he did with him. It was an outstanding time to pitch and to make pitches when all of a sudden you're reaching near the end of your tank.
And understanding, too, the situation. You have Vladdy, who's an incredible hitter. He does get that double, and really that was not a bad pitch. It's just great hands and great extension from Vladdy. It's a double with 2 outs. Then you got to be very careful because a 2-run homer ties the ball game up. Was very careful with Bo Bichette. He's got tremendous power. And then once he walked Bo, he really attacked Varsho there. Elite pitches to get in the chase for that strike.
When you have 2 outs as a pitcher, you have all those bases empty. You not only have first base empty with a two-out man on second, you have third base empty. So you are not going to give in a championship game, an elimination game, and go, oh, I don't want to walk this guy, or oh, whoa, I want to make sure I got good counts. No, he's going for the edges the whole way and reading the hitter.
The man who says losing is not an option comes through again for the Dodgers in Game 6. Still more to come. He's a Gold Glove finalist, and tonight Miguel Rojas perhaps made the best defensive play of his career. We're going to hear from Miggy Rowe. That is next. Dodgers beat the Blue Jays 3-1 to force a Game 7. It was Miguel Rojas with an incredible play to secure the Game 6 victory. Let's hear from Miggy Rowe right now with the media.
Miguel, obviously how this game ended was insane. Just to complete that double play, what were you reading in that moment and just the emotions we saw from you? Can you describe that moment?
Yeah, pretty epic ending there. I mean, the Dodgers are being, like I said before the game, been giving so much to baseball, and I think this is another proof of like a team that never gonna quit, you know, on any situation, any particular case. I feel like when Glasnow got the ball there, I feel like totally confidence on him getting those outs. I mean, we had a conversation there in the mound. What should we do? Should we play back or whatever? Because we don't play behind Glasnow late in games like that. And I mean, we just like he's gonna get a strikeout. He's gonna get it done. So I think fully confidence on every guy, and obviously Kike with an amazing read going in that ball. Identifying that it was a broken bat and closed really good on it. And I mean, after that, when he threw the ball to second, I said, no way, this ball is getting past me. And I'm happy that the game got over there.
You talked before the game about concentrating and on every play. You were in the middle of 4 huge plays. Is that what you're talking about? I mean, you were in the right spot at the right time.
Yeah, it feels like in these kind of games, you always have to kind of like do your part. You know, it doesn't matter what do you do. It can be on the defensive side, it can be on the offensive side, it can be on the bases. You gotta kind of like play the game and play one pitch at a time, and don't take any pitches off. And that's the reason why we were able to make really good plays, big plays when we need to. And we saw Yamamoto like never take the foot out of the gas pedal. Every pitch was like really intense, and you kind of want to match that, you know, like that's the definition of like setting the tone for the team. And I think he did an amazing job setting the tone for us, and you just want to make every play behind him.
And it was your first game in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I was ready for the opportunity. To be honest with you, this is what I've been doing for the team the last couple of years. I was in that everyday shortstop last year. Something happened, and I have to step in and play shortstop. Same thing with the opportunity this year. I wasn't playing that much early in the year, but always ready for the opportunity. And for a guy like me, it's not as hard than for another guy to ask him to play after 3 weeks off. I feel like when you're ready and when you know your role, you're always going to be ready for the opportunity.
What was that like for you when they came to you, you know, before the game, said this is your night?
Yeah, it didn't happen last night. It happened right after the game was over. in LA, Game 5. So I got a couple days to get ready, and I knew I was going to play second base today. And I mean, there's nothing new, you know. Like you get through these moments during the regular season too. And Doc, pretty open with me. He told me he need me at second base for today, and say I got you, and I will do whatever it takes to help the team win.
Dave Roberts made some lineup changes for Game 6, and they all paid off. We will hear from Doc coming up next as we're heading toward a Game 7 tomorrow. Dodgers win Game 6 in Toronto 3-1. Let's hear from Dave Roberts right now. He's speaking with the media.
With Glasnow doing the last two batters, what's your pitching situation lined up now for tomorrow?
Not sure the pitching situation, but Glass will be available. Everyone will be available.
You don't know who you're going to start yet?
No,
That's
not
TBD?
yet. TBD.
Okay.
Other questions for Doc? We'll go to Dylan in the second row.
When you say everyone, does that include Yamamoto?
Not Yamamoto. Sorry.
We'll go to Katie in the third row.
Dave, first, your thoughts on how that bottom of the ninth inning transpired?
Wow, gets 0-2 to Kirk and hits him with the split. And then Barger gets a fastball, good piece of hitting. And, from that point on, for me, I just felt that, Roki wasn't as sharp. And I just felt we needed some swing and miss. And, Glass was the guy. So I had him loose, kind of looming. And just a situation, I was, the pop-up was huge. But I was looking for somebody that can get some swing and miss and some kind of elite stuff. And that's why I decided to go with Glass.
Justin Dean comes in as a defensive replacement, and obviously the game finds you right away. But his awareness to signal that play dead immediately allowed it to just be a two-base rule. What can you say about his cognizance there?
No, it was great. But, as the rule is current, you want to play that ball actually, and you can go back and replay the lodged ball. But he still was aware of it being lodged, and then the outfield umpire kind of blew it dead as well. So it worked out great, but certainly good awareness.
Third row on your right, Doc.
Hey, Dave. Were you happy with the changes you made to the lineup tonight?
I was. First off, Miggy played the heck out of second base and made some huge plays. And we were hoping for that kind of energy infusion tonight. We got that from Miggy. Obviously, the Kike play, the double play, but in-between ball was huge from Kike to Miggy to end the game. And then Mookie, I liked him. We talked about letting the game come to him a little bit, and he got a huge hit for us.
Should we expect a similar lineup tomorrow?
We'll see, yeah. I mean, I kind of like what we were doing, yeah.
Standing on your far left in the corner, John.
Yeah. Is Ohtani possible to start tomorrow?
It's a possibility.
More likely to start than relief due to the rules?
It's a possibility. We're not certain, but it's a possibility.
Is Glasnow a possibility to start?
Glasnow is a possibility to pitch tomorrow. They're all possibilities, John. That's right.
Okay, got you, Doc.
Sorry, John.
Doc, did you consider dropping Betts even further down than 4 or out of the lineup at all?
Not at all.
And if not, why?
Because he's one of our guys, and I'm going to, as they say, ride or die with him. And so I felt that, putting him in the 4 slows things down, lets the game come to him, but I'm not going to run for Mookie Betts. He's just too good of a player. And so that was not a consideration.
Seated right near Joel in the third row.
Piggyback on the previous question. If the Shohei agreed with it, what kind of conversation did you have with him for tomorrow?
Just kind of figuring out what his temperature is on starting versus coming out of the pen. And so we're close to a decision.
He never pitched it with a 3 days rest in the regular season. Are you confident to send him out to the mound?
I am. We all are. This is Game 7, so there's a lot of things that people haven't done, and you've just got to trust your players and try to win a baseball game.
Go to Ron and then AJ. Ron up front.
As the ball flares off Jimenez's bat, what's going through your mind till you see?
Stay up in the air. And Kike just gets great jumps. He is one of my favorite baseball players to watch. He's one of the headiest baseball players I've ever been around. And, even just the getting off on the ball, the awareness to get to his arm, get the ball into second base. He's just a heck of a baseball player. And he did that, I think, from left field to first base, too, in another series, or it might have been this series. But heck of a baseball player, heck of a play.
And when you looked up, were you surprised he was there?
He got a good jump on it. I was praying.
And we'll go to AJ in the fourth row on your left, Doc.
What do you think of Yamamoto today, and what went into the decision to lift him after 6 innings?
He was good. I thought Yamamoto was very good, actually. You know, I just felt that Vladdy at bat, the Bichette at bat, certainly gets out of that sixth inning. But I just felt that I wanted to give Robo a clean inning, and I just didn't feel great about, you know, somebody potentially cleaning up his mess in the seventh, and I felt that was just Yamamoto did his job for the night, in my opinion.
We talked on the pregame show about the changes to the lineup, Oral, that Dave Roberts was making for Game 6, moving Mookie Betts to the cleanup spot, down a spot or two. Miguel Rojas starting for the first time in 25 days, and also the way he handled the bullpen, and it finished up with Tyler Glasnow getting the ball in the ninth inning.
Yeah, it was really nice, and it's nice when the manager makes the moves and maybe one works out or two in crucial situations, but all of them 100% tonight. Give Mookie a fresh look in a different spot, move him down. He doesn't really worry about, like, the manager doesn't like me and I'm not out of the lineup. I'm batting fourth. That's the cleanup spot. Get some guys on in front of him. Jerry talked about it in the pregame show about Mookie hitting with nobody on compared to there's going to be guys on when he comes up, and that's a completely different kind of at-bat. You can win by advancing a guy 90 feet, or you can really win by getting a base hit with bases loaded. So great moves by Dave Roberts, and even the subtle one, yes, the Glasnow move was huge, and for him to look for swing and miss, but gets two pop-ups. But the other move is getting Wroblewski in there. Did you ever think that Robo would be in a game like this, in elimination, to have confidence in the youngster and to know his heartbeat and to get him in there and get some outs? And don't think that Sasaki didn't have it. The first pitch of Sasaki's inning, he should have gotten a strike. He didn't. He gives up the bleeder down the line. He strikes out Guerrero but doesn't get the call. It showed electronically. So everybody that came out of that pen did a nice, solid job.
I don't know who the reporter was that asked the question, did you consider of not only moving him down, Mookie Betts, but possibly taking him out of the lineup? That is absolutely insane. The manager's job with elite players, Hall of Fame players, is see how can I ignite this player? Do I lead him off, hit him second, or with Mookie Betts tonight, hit him fourth to give him a chance instead of trying to worry about working the count and trying to get on base? Maybe I'm just going to worry about driving in runs, and that's what he did tonight. Get a chance with runners on base, and he came up clutch. Outstanding job, Mookie Betts. And this is what managers do. They make sure they put the ball, like in basketball, like managers do. I'm going to give the ball to James early to get him going. That's what Dave Roberts did for Mookie Betts tonight.
Let's go back to Toronto. Kik Hernandez with the media.
Well, Kike, first, just how this game ended, the double play. What were you reading just off the bat from Jimenez, though, and kind of then seeing Barger as he was advancing?
Obviously, with Glasnow's stuff, I was anticipating. Are we okay? Okay, yeah. I guess we don't need that. What was the question?
Just what you were reading off the bat from Jimenez.
With Glasnow's stuff, you know, I was just anticipating him hitting the ball like to the left side of the field, and I was playing on shallow, tying runner at second base. I just wanted to make sure that if he got a hit through the sixth hole, I was going to be shallow enough to keep the runner, the tying runner at second base, or the tying runner that was at second base, keep him at third, and then the batter runner stay at first. But for a split second, as Glasnow threw the ball, the crowd got quiet, and I was able to hear that the bat broke. So I just got a really good jump on the ball, and I came in, and halfway there, the ball got in the lights, and I was just like, not the right time to stop to see where the ball is. Just keep going. You have an idea where the ball is going to go. And at the very end, ball got out of the lights, went in my glove, and I felt that the guy on second had took a little bit too big of a, you know, off the bat, he might have thought that the ball was going to drop. So I felt that he was kind of off the bag, but I was coming in full speed, so I didn't want to really throw hard because I was probably going to throw it over his head. And unbelievable pick by Miggy. I didn't give him the best of throws, but he was able to stay with it, and we forced Game 7.
Yeah, the 2025 baseball season comes down to those two best words in sports. Game 7, all hands on deck tomorrow. We'll have a game preview and some final thoughts. The 2025 baseball season comes down to this. Dodgers started it in Japan. They will finish it with a Game 7 in Canada. It'll be all hands on deck. Shohei Ohtani, Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow again. Everybody's available in some form or fashion. Oral, give us your early thoughts on a Game 7 tomorrow night to settle it all.
They haven't committed to a starter, but logically, with baseball rules the way they are, you've got to believe it could be Shohei. I would give that a 75% chance or so. And then the arms behind him, if it's Snell, if it's Glasnow, if it's Sasaki, you have some of your most elite arms ready for tomorrow.
I think the Dodgers have a chance offensively to do their thing. I know they really haven't collectively had that one game in this World Series. Boy, would that be great to see Game 7, everybody swinging that bat. I hope that happens tomorrow night.
They're hitting 191 in this World Series. It'd be a great time for those bats to get hot and break out and just put it on them in Game 7. See if I can sleep tonight. For Jerry, Oral, and Kirsten, I'm John. Thanks for watching. Game 7 tomorrow. Pre-game, 4 o'clock. See you then.
昨日の淡白さが嘘のように1球への執念を見せたドジャース。これが勝者のメンタリティでしょうか。特に大谷選手の申告敬遠をようやく得点につなげられたことは最終戦に向けてこの上ない好材料です。泣いても笑っても明日全てが決まります。最高の試合を期待したいですね。それでは次回の動画でお会いしましょう。さようなら。